Thursday evening, 7:30. I've been rather busy today. I decided to do an interesting little shave test. The test this time being honing 4 different razors, 2 of which are Pumas, 2 of which are high quality, slightly unusual German razors. The idea being, why is Puma so much superior steel? I'm not saying all Pumas are, but certainly some of the ones that I've tried do have the uncanny ability to be very high grade. Anyway, to make it a valid test, all 4 were done this afternoon, honed this afternoon, and they were done up to 20k synthetic stone Suhiru. That's to say the Gumkonyu Suhiru. And and thanks so much for entertaining me with the occasional remark. I love feedback, so please keep it up, chaps. Oh, and thank you. We have a small number of ladies as well, so why not? I mean, after all, I once had a lovely lady girlfriend, and she had rather hairy legs, and I think she used to shave them with a disposable razor. And I used to say, "Oh, you've got your anti-sex legs on today." So, sorry, rather uncalled for remark. But anyway, yeah, wiry legs, you need a good razor. I'm using again the Speick from Germany, the vegan stick. It's actually it's increased its aroma. So obviously the vegans it's made from are going off. But anyway, this is actually quite a nice West German shaving stick, perfect shave. It definitely says vegan. Anyway, be that as it may. Let's grab a brush. I'll go for my usual, a synthetic, only because it's easier and I'm lazy. I've nothing against the different types of natural hair brushes. I know a lot of people swear by them, but the ones made from boar's bristle or boar's bollocks bristle, you got to soak them a little bit, and I can't be bothered. But I do know that some people prefer the slightly aggressive, stabby feel of a stiff bristle brush. I rather like the ease of a synthetic. Same reason I prefer synthetic progression on the stones. They do tend to be much more repeatable, which is why we're going to do this little test. I'll tell you, I just did the hanging hair test on all 4 razors. Shock, surprise. The Pumas, 2 of them, they were absolutely brilliant hanging hair without being stropped. No stropping at all. They passed the hanging hair test both directions. This is more to do with the fact that the wonderful Gumkonyu Suhiru 20k stone is very, very sharp. Just adding a little more moisture. That's the only thing with these wonderful, very clever roll-on shave sticks. They are a little bit stiff. And so you do need to lather them up more gently, adding a little water, which we just did. Anyway, this should go down very nicely. Sorry about the late evening, well, early-ish evening. I had to go out and see my barber friend, Hashim, the Mad Berber. We had a coffee in O Segredo. O Segredo, the secret in Portuguese, a little restaurant. Anyway, here is my saved. This one was the one with the broken scale. I'm so pleased it worked out. This is the Puma 52, and hopefully you can't see it. You might. There's just a faint line. But this is as good, if not better than new. It's got 2 hardened steel shafts now going into it to hold it all better together. There is a very faint line, but you'd have to look hard. Anyway, that's not the point. Point is, it's back to being a supremely nice razor. So let's try. This is the one that passed so easily the hanging hair test. Yeah. Oh, goodness me, that's wonderful. Yeah, this early Puma steel is very superior. Oh, as a by the by, I hope you guys get a chance to look at our Gary Hayward's wonderful shave channel. He did a magnificent shave this morning. Thursday's his day off because he's a professional barber. But he knows more about stones and edges than anybody I know. Anyway, Gary did a wonderfully brave thing. He took a very nice, very expensive custom razor from our very good friend Trevor Wolf Blades, and he ordered the bevel. So it's a slightly more acute angle, which also our good friend John, he did the same. And JPO, genius, another hone master without any doubt. Anyway, oh, this is nice. Yeah, this is better than a Gotter. The last shave I did was with a Gotter. Same period, German, very high grade. This is beautiful. And this one I had to regrind. This one I had to save. And it had a broken bloody scale. But I can't resist anything with a nice box. It did come with an original card box. Anyway, let's now try as a counterblast. Now this is a high grade right away razor. Now it's made in Germany, probably the same period. The strange thing is, when I came to strop it, first of all, I actually gave it the hanging hair test, and it wasn't very good. So with the Puma, I only needed 20 laps on canvas and 20 laps on leather. With this little beast, it needed 40, but it is now as good. Well, I think it's as good. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's sexy. It's the differences in the steel. I don't know what Puma did, but they actually managed to make it so it's very, very easy steel to hone. Mind you, you could probably get a good edge on a butter knife using the right stones, just it wouldn't last. Oh, this is glorious. Now this is a good razor. So at first, it appeared to need a little bit of coaxing. Is it as good as the Puma 52? Yes, it is. Just goes to show, will its edge last as long? I've absolutely no idea. It'll probably last as long as an ally of Putin. Little political remark there. So if you want to be an interesting form of suicide, put in for leading the Wagner group and see how long you last. I'll give you a week. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we got 2 successes so far, but that's with the first pass. Let's go for a second pass with a different razor. As I say, today was a day of experimentation. So let's wet the brush. I think there's enough lather on it. The economy, just talking of economy, the economy of these shave sticks is immensely good. And I've hardly rubbed my mush with it to get a really good lather, as you can see. So, 3 cheers for vegan soap. Yeah, that's actually incredible. So, for travel purposes or just for a change, I would suggest shave stick shave soaps are rather nice. It's not an overpowering aroma, but then I'm an engineer, so just to make you amused, all morning I was taking the rust and crud off a 16th century Persian helmet. See, we weren't the only ones that invented jihadis. Yeah, this was a Muslim Crusaders helmet, and it was my job to restore it today. Anyway, that's why I'm just saying, I'm so full of rust and grinding stuff, my taste isn't very good, especially in women. Anyway, shut up. Let's now try, as a counterblast, this. Now this came from Germany. This is a Puma. Now this one is the number 1938, not the year of manufacture, but it's a model 1938. It's a 6/8, the same as the others. But, you see it's got a rubber collar. I'll tell you a story about that. Yeah, the rubber collar was missing. Somebody had taken it off. Oh, this is good. Yeah, that's nice as well. They've taken it off and left a very nasty, ugly tang. So, of course, I have done restoration against the grain all my life. I decided to use a form of mouldable rubber, and I managed to make that rubber gaiter. So that's non-original, that's a Martin rubber gaiter. Very pleased, my first one. And there are certain razors where their value diminishes very rapidly if they haven't got the right equipment. This one was, quite honestly, a bad buy. Came from Germany. The guy had reduced the price a little bit, but of course he knew nobody would want it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did. Let's go against the moustache. This is a good test. Very good test. So far, that's 3 razors, 3 excellent results. Very, very impressed. This is down to using the right stones, chaps. Yeah. That's quite good actually. I'd probably add better, but it's good. This is again first time I've ever used it. This was a damaged, badly honed razor from Germany. That's why I'm being a little cautious. It's working a treat. Yeah. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Puma, when treated correctly, do make good steel razors. Or did. They're still in existence, the Puma factory. You can still buy a brand new straight razor from them, so I'm told. Although by the time you pay the import taxes, it's going to cost you. I would say this one's a little tiny grabby, but then in comparison to what? Yeah, it's good. One more razor to go, and then we're done. So, that is rather a pretty razor. I don't know, I hope this picks it up, but you can probably see the Puma model 1938, not the year, probably 1960s this one. Very good steel. Anyway, last but not least, I hope, is the prettiest razor that I've picked up. How about this? Look at that. Now this one's tang, as you can see, is covered in faux ivory. It's got the, what I term, butter knife, carving knife design scales, just there, which I think is very attractive. It's got a patterned spine. It's got jimping, both underneath and on top. Mark of a good razor. It's also got the beautiful little rest for the blade, like so. So you can't push it beyond where it should be. And so it rests nicely. So I've got every hope that this will be a good razor. The only thing I would say is it didn't pass the hanging hair test instantly, whereas the Pumas did. But that could be an oddity in Puma steel compared with these. I think this is a fair test. They're all around the same period. I would guess probably between the wars. It could be earlier. Certainly, I don't think anybody these days would go to the trouble of manufacturing such a beautiful, elegant little razor. Isn't that a beautiful little thing? And it's got the superb. The etching is still there, very nice, and the lines of the etching have still got their gold in them. Not a gold panel, but actually gold as in laid in the lines. Anyway, let's try this one against the grain. Actually, that's nice. Well, well, well. You know, I had a feeling it would be. You get a feeling when you're working on these razors, which ones are going to be good. This one I had a good feeling about. It just felt good to start with. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a nice feel to it. Suds everywhere. There's a cautionary note from last week. Don't get suds on your fingers. Always wipe off when you can. If you've got a nice thin, which I know I'm not very good at, you've got a nice thin lather, it's all very nice and pretty and all the rest of it, but if it gets on your fingers and it gets on the tang, you're in trouble. You really are. Anyway. Yeah, that's good. Well, that's nice to know. So my labour wasn't wasted today. I saved 4 razors from oblivion. The only other little anecdote you might like is I went for a walk yesterday, and on my recreation ground the oafs were playing football, like oafs do. And these particular group, there was actually 3 groups, and this particular bunch nearer the trees, let's call them the troglodytes, kicking their little ball, having great fun, good for them. Do you know, none of them was over 21, and every single one had a little man beard. Isn't that sweet? Talk about follow my leader. Don't think for yourself, guys, will you? If every professional footballer wore a bloody condom on his head, they would. But there you go. Don't get me wrong, some of my good pals have had or have got beards. It's just that why should everybody do it? Of course, if I lived in Brighton, that would be different because all the women have beards. So that's Brighton. Yeah, this is a beautiful razor. This is an A1 first quality razor. This is as good as a Philharmonica. It's even as good as a Trevor. Yes, it is. It's as good as a Wolf Blades. The difference is this will rust and the Wolf Blades won't. That RWL 34 stainless steel is a miracle. I'm not as convinced by the Damas steel. Very beautiful, very showy. Well, I go for things that shave well. Oh, tell you what, if you haven't shaved with a good razor, you are seriously missing out. I can't feel it, it's absolutely effortless. Or you can just hear the stubble being destroyed. Pointless looking for fresh stubble, it's all gone. And my stubble is extremely unpleasant. Old barbed wire. It's a mixture of dark and silver and white. It's as hard as barbed wire. So when I say this is a good blade, it is a good blade. Anyway, I've been longer than usual. I'm sorry. To any new followers, thank you so much. I hope this has been of some technical interest. And thanks guys, give me a like. And I'll see you all soon, because this is brilliant. See you guys. Bye.